Alright, mystery tackle box time again. MTB Pro. This one is going to be for October. Let's see what sort of goodies we got in here. First off, we're going to start with the soft baits here. We have Charlie's Worms High Floater Medium Texture Scented, made in the USA. And these are little fluke baits. It's like a little jerk bait, like a soft plastic jerk bait. Let's take one out. It's got an unusual smell. There it is. It's a green pumpkin red flake. It didn't give me a color description actually on the package there, but you can see it's almost like a Zoom fluke. Same type, it's got the keel weighted belly. Rig it on a Texas Rig It, and you can fish it as a a little jerk bait. No weight or anything on it, just jerk it through the water and it'll dart. They dart from side to side. The Zoom fluke is really good for that too. You can see there it's got a little fork tail. It's got a little black and then red flake in it. You can see it shining under the light. If I twist it. They usually work pretty good. They can be good for spawning fish too. Fish them over beds and stuff. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's go with the hooks. We got some Decoy KG Japanese, made in Japan. Now, I'm a sucker for the Japanese bait, the lures and stuff. They're awesome. There's a 3.0. It's got some sort of special high power offset. You see there? It's a 3.0 hook. Look pretty decent. Look like they got a decent point. Nice and sharp. Most hooks are chemically sharpened now, and then they're pretty sharp. I actually use pretty much exclusively. I use Trokar hooks, but they're made by Eagle Claw. They're fantastic hooks. These look pretty decent too. These would actually work well with the little fluke baits that I just showed you. Let's see. You can get all sorts of woohoo. Bass Dynasty. This is a stink lure. You rub it on the worms or soft plastic baits, or even a hard bait. You could probably rub it on it. It's a fish attractant. It's almost like the fish sticks that I've showed you in my videos before, where you rub the stick on the bait, the scent. This would be the same thing. It's a bass attractant. What else have we got in here? I've had some of these in the mystery tackle boxes before. The Storm, the Arashi. This is a square 5 silent, no rattle, square bill. It's a circuit board bill. Let's get it out of the box here. I had a regular Arashi a little while ago, maybe 2 boxes ago I had one. There he is, nice bluegill perch color. Olive back, got the stripes, got the blue. See when I turn it there, it turns blue. White with the little red throat patch on it. Nice hooks. Nice and sticky sharp. Pretty decent size hooks. For a relatively small crankbait, it's got pretty decent hooks on it. There he is on the front. You can see the square bill, the circuit board, the bill. It's really thin and it's hard. Real good for deflection. And then these baits have a self-tuning eye. See how it moves? So the crankbait always retrieves straight, no matter what it gets bumped or bashed into. Like I said, there's not, all you can hear is that lip. There's no rattle in it. It's completely silent. So this is a sneaky crankbait for sneaking up on the fish. You can see it's got that little fat shad bluegill shape. I bet it's got a pretty fast wobble. Brandon Palaniuk uses those. One of the Bassmaster Elite Series, guys. Catches a ton of fish on those baits. Square bills are good now for the fall time because a lot of the bass are feeding up on shad and bluegill too. It depends on the forage and where you know, in the part of the country that you live in. But a lot of the bait fish, especially if you have lakes with shad, the shad are starting to come shallow, and the bass are chasing them down, feeding up for the winter. Now, what else have we got in here? All right, we have a Pro Series vertical flipping jig from Venom Lures, and it's in blue and black. Pretty much universal color for jig. That'll catch fish anywhere in the US. Got a pretty small hook in it. I was surprised judging by the size of the jig. It's got a pretty small hook. It's got an angled head and then a flat, you know, line tie on it. Oh, well, that head is pretty much, you know, multi-use. It'll come through cover. You could flip it. You could pitch it. You could drag it on the bottom. Put a trailer on it. There you go. Venom Lures. It's in 1/4 ounce, so it's pretty light. Good for shallow water. And it'll give you, if you put a trailer on there, that'll give you a really slow fall. Sometimes that's what they want. Other times that's not what they want. You'd want to use a 1 ounce or a 3/4 ounce or a 1 ounce jig with a smaller trailer to get the jig blowing past the fish like a bullet, and then they have a more reaction strike to it. They'll come out and bite it. Jigs are always good. Got lots of jigs. Here's another type of jig. Finch Nasty Nasty Thumper. Hunt with hunting action. This is a 3/8 ounce. It's got Gamakatsu hooks in it. And this is a vibrating jig. See the blade in the front there? Hunting action. Stainless steel blade. Hand-tied flare skirt. American made snap. Veteran on business. Nice. Let's take it out of the bag here. I have a few of these already. I have Z-Man ones and I have Strike King ones. This is a very versatile bait. It's kind of a mix between a jig, a swim jig, and a spinner bait. There we go. Nice big wide white skirt. It's nice smooth head. That's what gives it the wobble action. Then it's got the blade in the front, silver blade. So what you do is you attach the line. It's kind of hard for me to hold it, but you attach the line in the front of the eye right here, and then the bait swims through the water. But this blade makes it really, really shake. If you've ever used one of these, you can feel the vibration all the way up the line. I mean, you can see that rod tip shaking away from the vibration from this lure. It's got a nice heavy hook on there. Look at that meat hook. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. It's got the little bait keeper on there, so you can put a trailer on it. A lot of guys use these with trailers. I put a little swim bait on the back of it, like what I showed you in some of my other videos. Nice. That won't straighten out. That's a good, decent hook. You can see how that blade is flat. Chatterbait was the first one to really bring these out. You can see it's got a little bit of silver fleck in the back. You can do all sorts of things to these blades to make it fish differently. I mean, this blade is pretty much flat. You could bend it and actually curve it so it'll ride higher up in the water. There's a lot of different modifications you can do in these, but these work really well, especially in the fall when bass are chasing. This creates a lot of attention. Like I said, it sends off a lot of vibration, and then it's got a side-to-side swinging hunting action, just like the packet said. But the key with this is the vibration. Man, that puts off a ton of vibration. So it's like I said, it's a combination of a spinner bait and a jig, a swim jig, all in one. There it is. Of course, you can trim the skirts. You can change the skirt colors on them. I have these I fish most of these in white and chartreuse. Those are my two top colors for these. This is a good quality one though. That's nice. Now, this is an interesting one. Last but not least, last but not least, this is a Strike Pro tournament grade. It says the model is a Supersonic Joint 70. And it says the color is Ghost Shad, but I would have thought it was more of a perch, like a perch or bluegill color. Not really shad. Shad will be white. I have some other Strike Pro lures. They're not easy for me to get here. Strike Pro is a European company. Let's take this out of the packet here. I have a Strike Pro Buster Jerk. I have a couple of other big swim baits and stuff as well. Hard plastic swim baits. This is interesting. It's a crankbait, but it has an articulated head. So I'm guessing it's got some little bead rattles in here. It's got a casting weight. You can see in the bottom. There we go. It's focused. That's a casting weight. Then it's got two little nylon beads in there for rattle. Just have a little rattle. But the interesting piece of it is, look at this. Look at that action there. And if you look at the color, it's like a nice red gill flash on it. And sometimes red, man, that can be a trigger. It's like a bull seeing a red blanket. That's very interesting action on that. I'd be interested to see how that... Oh man, those hooks are sticky sharp too, but... Maybe we can get a good look at that. It is kind of see-through. Like a ghost, like it said ghost, you can see my hand through it. So for clear water, that's going to be really good. In clearer water, if you don't want a real bright lure or a lure that's, you know, really unnatural looking, because sometimes the fish, especially pressured fish, they'll get a real good look at it, and they see something suspicious, they ain't going to go near it. It says this is floating, and it works. It's 9/16 of an ounce. It's floating to 3 feet, so it floats on the top, and then the little bill takes it down to 3 foot. I guess if you worked slow enough, you could work it right under the surface, but that's a really nice crankbait. Real interesting head action on that with the red gill flash on it. That's really cool looking. I'm looking forward to trying that out. And I think that is it. Yep, for the mystery tackle box. You got the sticker, and then we got the card. They have a new addition in here saying that it's a profile. If you log on to their site, and then you can change your profile and show, you know, what region you fish and what you fish for. So they better select your baits for you. Now, real quick, I have two really off-the-wall baits here that I found the other day. One is at a River to Sea. It is a dragonfly. It's a topwater lure. It's got a single treble hook on it, and then it's got a blade underneath the head, almost like a jitterbug. But I have seen times when bass will only eat dragonflies, especially when the dragonflies are laying their eggs and they're landing down on the top of the water. The freaking bass go crazy over them. So this at the right time of year, this could be very interesting. It is a topwater lure, like I said. I'm big into the topwater fishing, as you've seen some of my other videos, but I'd be definitely interested to try that out. Dragonfly. This one now is another one that was off the wall. It is a River to Sea goldfish. Check that out. It's an articulated tail, again a single treble. It's almost like a little wake bait. It floats, and then you just wake it just subsurface under the water. Actually, I was fishing with this the other day, and I missed a fish on it. A little pike came up and grabbed it, but he only grabbed the tail. And when I went to strike on, he didn't have the hook in his mouth, and I pulled it right out of his mouth. But I'll keep at it, and I'll see if I can get one on it and get it on video. But I thought that was really cool, the goldfish. I'd never seen one like that before. It has the 3 fin tail and everything, just like an ornamental goldfish, and it's got like a wake bait bill on it. So yeah, it does attract fish. Like I said, I already lost a fish on it, so at least he bit it. It worked. But we'll continue to give that one a try. But that's it for the mystery tackle box, and it's time to do some fishing, I think, with the goldfish.